CBR 1000 2006. The reason why I decided to stop and do this video without any distractions. Oh shit, how could one get not distracted by, what was I saying? Yeah, I just want to incorporate GoPro versus the Sena 10C versus a GoPro knockoff camera. Now I have very similar to the one that is on this helmet, and it's pretty much exactly the same as a GoPro, and I'll just run through you the big difference. Sorry, the big difference. Now compare this to a GoPro. My understanding, now I've never ever bought a GoPro before, but my understanding from several people that has bought GoPro, they have told me that first and foremost, the battery life of a GoPro doesn't exceed 4 hours. Sorry, 2 hours. And as you know, buying GoPro is, you're probably looking about at least 400, 500 Aussie dollars for a GoPro camera. And yeah, so you're paying that much for a GoPro camera for battery that lasts 2 hours, and it doesn't, well, on the average. Whereas this one, when I first bought it, I haven't used it for quite a long time because of that Sena camera that I got. This camera, the battery lasts 4 hours. I tested it and it lasts 4 hours. Obviously, battery life will diminish as time goes by, so you can't really expect too much from a knockoff, but it does everything a GoPro does. And on top of that, GoPro, a lot of accessories GoPro don't actually bundle together, and I can't really show you on this, but the J-hook doesn't actually have an extender, whereas this comes with an extender that extends it like that much, which is what I need. It does also come with a 90-degree extender as well, so that way, you know, if you fit on the side of the helmet and you put this, it's going to be straight. So you have that all bundled together. And compared to this, that GoPro, probably again you're paying like about $400 or $500 if you're lucky. This camera cost me about between 50 to 60 Aussie dollars, and it comes with everything. Can you imagine? The big difference is this. Now I drilled a hole there. Now I understand that now the GoPro camera housing doesn't come with the hole as well, so you're pretty much back to square one, similar to this. So the only reason why I drilled that was because I was actually intending to get an external mic and hook it onto the chin mount, sorry, the inside of the helmet. That way you can actually hear my voice clearer. But you know, there's always ways around that. So I haven't actually got that to be successful, but as you've seen from past videos, all I've recorded from this and the camera that you're watching now, you can hear my voice clear, no problem whatsoever. Obviously with the hole, it does give you a lot of wind noise. Now compare this to the Sena 10C. The Sena 10C would be what I paid for, about $500. I only paid cheaper because it was during Christmas, New Year period where you have that 20% discount. But apart from that, you are paying quite a fair bit. And as you can see from a few of my videos, upon buying, it worked perfectly fine. The only problem was that visually you see the side of the helmet, and personally I don't like that. And the other thing with that camera is that you don't have an LCD screen. So who's to say that you're not recording or you are recording? And plus, you can't play back. Whereas this you can, and the GoPro you can. So how would you know whether you have recorded or recorded sound at all? So the problem with that GoPro Sena 10C was that it was perfectly fine, and then a couple of weeks later it stopped recording sound, and I didn't know what was going on, and it turned out that it was actually the internal microphone was actually recording the sound. But as you know, when you travel, all you hear is the wind noise. So unfortunately, price wise, you can't beat this. You can buy multiples of, you can buy 10 of this, it equates to about similarly, 8 or 9 of this. Probably same as buying a GoPro or a Sena 10C. Sena 10C, if you are staying in Western Australia, it's up to you. At the end of the day, it's your money. But personally, I wouldn't recommend it. Not with the bullshit that I have been given. I was told that you get it within a week. Now, we all know that in Australia you take about 3-4 weeks. So I wasn't too upset about it taking that long. But my frustration was that they open 9 AM to 3 PM. They don't operate on weekends, and how the fuck are you supposed to get your stuff back? So I'm perfectly happy for them to send it back to Helmet House where I got the camera from. They promised me they will send it on the weekend. They didn't, and delayed one more day after that, but you know, I'm over it. Plus, when they said that they can't replicate the problem, which is bullshit, they just basically plain out lied to me, saying that they replaced the unit. You can tell the unit is not new. It's an internal battery. You can't change the battery. You can change it with this one and the GoPro, but problem is that battery lasted me for less than an hour. And plus, in the end of the day, it didn't record sound whatsoever. Whereas the problem was that the sound was recording from the internal mic here and not the external microphone that attaches to the helmet. So for that said, that'd be about $500 compared to this. I reckon that this is going to be so much more worthwhile. And I'll put a link on the description below, so you know, if you want to get this camera, do bear in mind that it is from overseas, so you will probably get about between 3 to 5 working weeks for you to receive it, but it's worth it. Get a couple of spares if you want, because I got 2, this and the one that you're watching now, and I just got another one. Battery wise, I'm not too worried about that, because the fact is that you can record and play back. So that is my camera and my opinions about the purchase of GoPro and the purchase of Sena products. And yeah, so not really going to worry too much. Fact is, like I said, you know, I'm recording this video not for money, not for anything apart from just wanting to contribute to society, to help you guys make decisions and help you guys save money. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hope that my contribution does give you some help. I do want to add one more thing, which is the trouble I had with the Sena 10C, because I bought that and got through that. A lot of difficulties on that is that when you're recording, you know, you'll be wasting 2 or 3 hours on the road, and you do not know whether it's recording, whether or not the sound is working, and all that stuff. And I went through this so many times. Did several of the vlog videos which I thought it was recording, thought there was sound, and I wasted I think about like 4 or 5 days of the whole day recording, and it either didn't record or ran out of battery within an hour or no sound. So I got really sick and tired of this, and yeah, that's up to you whether you want to trust a $400 or $500 item which reputedly supposed to be state of the art, top of the line stuff, 4 helmets, and it didn't work. The only thing that I used the 10C was for recording videos, and also the GPS. GPS you can always just get a headphone and attach the headphone into the helmet. You can easily hear the voice recognition anyway. So I've used that before in the last video, and no problem whatsoever. So anyway, if you want to hear more about the problem I had with the 10C and what I did to try and rectify it but didn't, do let me know. I'll give you some more details. If not, I'll do another video on that. So thanks for watching, and see ya.